Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the second part of module number 5, information system security with respect to the database security. So we already discussed the differential integrity. Now we turn to the auditability. Auditability means that how to keep the track of all the transactions and all the records of databases. So it can be both the read records and the write records. Okay. For example, who reads any tables or any views in any part of a table, any row, any column, okay, and then who changes any record of that one. So to keep track of all that record is called auditability. Access control can be difficult. Audit log allows to identify user who access forbidden data after the fact. Okay, so access control means that which table or which part of the table is accessible with respect to read or write. Okay, so they say that the auditability records the user, that which user is allowed to access which part of a thing. Police accessing somebody's criminal record as a favor to a friend, this is wrong. Okay, so these things comes under the auditability. Second thing comes like unauthorized access to the patient medical personnel, since it's the privacy. So these things comes under the footage of auditability. Next thing is sometimes the combination of database access result in a disclosure. Okay, for example, not necessary from a single data access, that sometimes if you combine some two information or three information from a database, that can be as a part of disclosure. So disclosure of information is a sensitive thing with respect to the auditability and log leak out. Now we come to the another part which is called access control. Access control means that give grant to certain people with respect to object, like for example we have some files, database files or tables. More difficult than operating system access control. Operating system access control is difficult, is different from the database access control. Okay, operating system access control is with respect to the memory, to the files, folders, okay, and different objects of the operating system related things, while the database access control is related to the your databases file, okay, and triggers, tables, part of the table, views, materialized views. So might have control access at the relation. It can be the access control can be at the level of relation, means table, record, rows, or even element level. Element level means at the certain cell level or field level. Many types of operation, not just read write. So we have a select, insert, update, create, drop, etc. kind of things. We can put some access control on this table. For example, if a person want to select something, so we will see that select is just a read access control. Insertion is a write, update is a write, create is modify, drop is also modify, privileges. Relationship between the database objects make it possible to learn sensitive information without directly accessing it. Inference problem is that sometimes you can guess from certain information, or for example you can guess the average salaries of the people from different values you access it. Sometimes organization might not tell you the average salaries of an employees, but from the different values you can guess what can be the average values. Okay, example, how to protect disclosure of salary. They say that last name and salary. If you see select last name here, if you see over here, like I make a pointer over here, so select name, last name, salary from staff where salary is greater than 5,000, might be forbidden. But how about, for example, here you explicitly ask them what is the salary, but here the same information is asked but without the disclosure of the salary numbers exactly, but you can just tell them the name only. Now we come to the user authentication or availability. As I told you, user authentication is with respect to the people, that which person is allowed and which person is not allowed, and what are the different credentials, username and passwords. Database can perform its own regular authentication. Yes, we have a two level of security. One is operating system level of security. The second level is your database level security, just like your Oracle credential or Microsoft SQL credential. Password, time of the day check, at what time the people have checked in. This authentication supplements operating system authentication, additional check possible. Okay, so we have a two kind of authentication. One is from operating system, and if the hackers pass the operating system authentication, then he has to face the database authentication. DBMS facilitates sharing, but availability can suffer if multiple users want to access the same record. So, due to the availability, many users can want to access the database, but it can be a problem for security. Block access until other user completes updating records. So sometimes DBMS, what they do it, there are two kind of mechanism for concurrency control. One is called like optimistic, and another is called pessimistic. In pessimistic, we block the resources tables, okay, or records until the other until it finishes, okay, but it creates the deadlock problems, okay. While in the optimistic approach, what we do, we give the copies of the tables or views to the different people, and the one who just returns back the copy, he is accepted, and another one is rejected. So that is the optimistic approach on the databases. So they say that DBMS have the sharing facility. Yes, we know that one. Next thing is the data disclosure and inference. That what is the data disclosure? What data we need to disclose and what we need not to disclose. Okay, and inferences mean that you can infer, you can judge from some information, from the obvious information to the non-obvious information or secret information. The first topic, they say that sensitive data. So sensitive data means data that should not be made public. Yes, of course. Depends on database and underlying meaning and importance of the data. Okay, like some of the databases, sensitive information depends on the databases by itself and its underlying meaning. Some of the data might be important for you but not be important for me, but some data might be important for me but not for you. Just like my medical records, will be important for me but not for you. Okay, why? Because of privacy concerns. Example like public library versus defense related databases. So public library is not that much sensitive information, anyone can read it, but the defense related database, it's only to be disclosed to the military people. Controls over sensitive data becomes more challenging when database has varying degrees of sensitivity. University databases, some of the information might be very like for example the grades of students. Okay, grade of the students is sensitive information. For a particular students, they can see their own grades but not other students grades, okay, because of privacy issues. DB administrator decide what data should be in the database and who should have access to it. So database administrator has the power to decide which thing should be in the database and what should be accessed and what should not be accessed. Decision of database administration are based on the access policy. Even sometimes the database administrator cannot change or alter or delete some of the records because the access policy will not allow it. The access policy, how it will not allow it? Because they will need permission from higher authorities to change some grades of a student or to change some bank transactions. Here this slide is about the types of data disclosure. What kind of data disclosure we have over here? The first one is we see exact data, bounds, negative results, existence, and probability. So we're discussing about the types of disclosure. So we have the first one, exact data. If you tell anyone the exact data, so it means it is as a total disclosure, means exactly the information you provide him. Sometimes you don't give the exact data to the people, you just give the bounds. Like for example, my data is in between the range of H and L. So what is in between the H and L? H, I, J, K. So there are three possibilities for that. The data can be I, the data can be J, or the data can be JKL, IJK. Okay, so these three possibilities are there. You can guess in between the bounds, or you can give some more mathematical bounds like L is equal and greater than Y and L is less than or equal to H, permitting the user to determine Y to any desired precision. Sometimes negative results can give you some disclosure of the data. Like for example, you ask anyone that have you been convicted for some felony or some serious crimes, okay? Even a single number can tell you more information. So it is not necessary if you ask that how many serious crime you have done, 1, 2, 46 or 47. Even if you say 1, so it's a disclosure of data disclosure, okay? So it means 1 or 47 is same thing for any person, okay, to have a serious crime. So 0 is the most important information here. So from these two values, from 0 and 1, you can decide whether how many serious crimes he might have he has a probability for. Next thing is the existence. Sometime knowing the existence of data can be sensitive. For example, an employer may not want employees to know that their use of long distance telephone line is being monitored. So it means there is some existing things available in organization, their phone have been monitored. Thus, discovering a long distance feed in a personal file would reveal sensitive data as well. So sometimes the existing of some mechanism, some policy or some data might lead to the exact information and exact data. Next thing is the probable value. Probabilistic value can yield you more information, like sensitive data has value x with the probability y. Okay, since we know the probability for coin is 1/2, half. Okay, probability for dice is 1/6. So from that we can guess what can be the possible answers. For example, they have given one example, like given a person Z lives in Al Riyadh quarter, okay, it's an area in Riyadh, and want to find whether he registered in fitness center, okay. So for guessing this whether he is registered in the fitness center or no, what kind of question we can ask, or we can have to have a probable answer. How many people live in Al Riyadh quarter? Say for example 5,000. How many people live in Al Riyadh quarter and have yes for the fitness subscription? 1,000. So we can subscribe that, means like fifth part of the people in RI, they have 1/5 of people they are subscribed for the fitness. So there is a 20% likelihood that Z register for the fitness club. By this way, you can see that what can be the probability for a person to be registered in a fitness center. So he has a probability for 20% likelihood. Now we see security versus precision. If we see this graph show you there are different circles over here. If you see the outermost circle here, you can see the outermost circle. You can see the least sensitive area, while in the inner circle you can see the most sensitive area. This data is concealed, not disclosed. If you can see over here in the another circle, you can see over here cannot be inferred but from the queries. So from the queries you cannot find the result of this data. Maybe inferred from the queries. Sometime with the queries, the SQL queries, you can find the value of some exact data, as we talked about in the previous slide, that what is the exact bounds and negative result. So we are interested basically in the exact data, sometime by bounds, sometime by negative result, sometime by existence, sometime by probable value. So this is the range. From here we can find some exact value from the probable. And the next one is the freely disclosed in the response to a query. So sometimes some airlines information, which seat is available, or for example which items is available to be purchased. So this information is freely available. You can see over here. So this line, if you see over here, they are concealed for maximum security. This area is for maximum security, and this is revealed for maximum precision. So here information is more precise, more accurate over here, but here in this area the information is more concealed, more hidden over here. So I hope this graph will be more clear to you now. So what is security? Forbid any queries that access sensitive data even if aggregated result in no longer sensitive. Precision means aggregated result should be revealed as much non-sensitive data as possible. So in precision you have to reveal as much as data. So in the outer bound we have the precision data, and in inner bound we have the most sensitive and secure data. So the ideal combination of security and precision allows us to maintain perfect confidentiality with maximum precision. So this is the more important, this is the crux of the slide, that the ideal combination of security and precision. This is security, this is precision. The ideal combination will give you the perfect confidentiality with the maximum precision. So I hope we will proceed to the next lecture soon. Thank you.